Hello, my friends. This is Qin Hong here. How have you been? For me, we have gone through a lot of storms here on the farm and in life. It has not been easy, but one thing I continue to find to be true is art truly heals. Making art always makes me happier, even though a lot of time I could only do a little bit of that. But it always makes a difference. In these post-storm days, I keep wondering what I can do to help. And I realize that I want to create small tutorials, some small painting that only takes maybe 15 minutes to do. And I hope the little tutorials will encourage both you and me to move our brushes, to create some art, and make ourselves whole again. So here it is, the first 15-minute watercolor tutorial, and it's a Persimmon. So today I want to show you how to paint a Persimmon. And this is the one I did last night, and I wet the whole paper first, and so this is really a wet on wet. And I like how the glow is here, but I did have trouble getting enough darkness in there, so I thought I would do it again, and this time without wetting the paper, and just paint wet on dry. So here is a little sketch, a pencil sketch I have got here. And here is a reference photo I'm going to use. But first, I actually want to play with the color, to get warm up and loosen up and have fun, because this persimmon is so beautiful. The color is so delicious, so let's just play with it. And for this, I'm going to start with some yellow to play with the color, and then adding some orange, and looking at my reference photo without trying to create a persimmon, but just feel inspired by its color. What's that? And it's really so beautiful that I feel. I'm feeling this just richness of colors, and I love that. And now coming to the shadow part. The shadow part is more tricky, but I want to try to get some violet, because that looks really violet for me. And some burnt amber to have some of that warmth in it. Yes, that feels more like what I'm seeing. And get some queen gold, and seem like that color even better. So I'm kind of start to feel into the shadow color. What's the shadow color that I really want? Now I'm playing with some red and some violet, not violet, some queen gold, and I feel like I'm getting the shadow color there. I really like that. And some violet, so just playing. Okay, that's a really good darkness. I still feel like I can do a little transition. Okay, something like that. So, okay, how about the shadow color? So let's just pull it out, let color flow. So then there's some consistent between the shadow. I'm coming with some of that ultramarine blue, and see how I like it. And I feel like to add some yellow. Just see what it feels like. Maybe good, maybe not. I think I feel like I like this. It's kind of like a reflection. The shadow becomes a reflection of the persimmons, and that's really pretty. Okay, so that's what I'm getting here. I really like this play. So just a play. All right. So with that, very interesting colors, and let's try to do our persimmons. See, this part is so gorgeous. Okay. So that will be my inspiration. I'm so glad I did that part. All right. So here again is a reference photo, so we can have a look. And then feeling more inspired by the color play, and see we can still retain some of that playfulness in our painting. Okay. So I'm going to start with a little paddle of yellowish color. And going to just gently brush it on, just leave out the highlight, but can't cover where it's just almost everywhere. Get the shadow color in here. Now I want to soften some edges. Edges here on the shadow. Soften some here in the background, so the object can recede. Okay, now let's keep going with adding some of orange. Some of this. Wow, really strong, huh? Some green gold. And now some violet. Okay. So now I'm rinsing my brush and then try to soften up more of the edges here and there, and get some shadow color. And I remembered how I liked when I was playing, and I dropped in different actually colors that's mimicking the object, the subject, and I really like it. So I'm going to just give it a try and see how that feels like. And I feel like adding a little bit of darkness right here with violet. I kind of feel like sitting on it. Now let's get some leaves going. Just dropping some colors. So I got some yellowish green, now I'm getting some bluish green to give that contrast and the richness of greens. Adding more darkness. So to add darkness in a wet wash, you really need to get more pigment and less water. So I'm just looking at my reference photo, wherever I see the dark, I'm putting the dark in. At this moment, I'm going to change brush because this brush is just holding so much water. It's starting to be difficult to add the right amount of pigment without holding too much water. So I'm changing to another brush and see if I can strengthen my darkness a little more. Okay, this brush is better. There's a little bit backlight. Let's see if I can get it. I start to feel like I have a persimmon here and I'm liking it, and I feel like I don't have to say a lot more at this point. Let's see, maybe a little bit of the leaf. Okay, I like that better. Just a little bit of leaf texture. I think I'm liking this for now, and maybe it's just some spatter. Of that orange color, and maybe some spatter of that green. Give it some imperfection. Okay. All right. I think I can complete. It's a lovely exercise, and just try to paint the persimmons. And I feel what I love is this, just so delicious. This redness is so rich. And there's a highlight that's really cute, and yeah, and there's some looseness, and really just liberating. I like the looseness. I feel like I can breathe. So okay, now we can see two of these. That's a wet on wet, this wet on dry, and yeah, they have different beauties. I like the shadow, it's so natural. I do like the highlight area is more defined. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this little tutorial and got to paint some of your own persimmons. Happy painting!